because we're going to get right down to Marvel Superheroes tabletop gaming fundamentals. Now, in our last adventure with this RPG, we went through character generation, went through all of it, and I made myself a character, and he's going to make a debut again, his second debut today. But today we are going to talk about one of the two flexible statistics. I wouldn't say figured, but flexible statistics. This one is resources. But before we get to that, we're going to get to the publication date. The Advanced Edition, which is what I'm reviewing, came out in 1986 from TSR Incorporated. As you know, it doesn't exist anymore, but yeah. And the publisher was Random House Incorporated, which was later absorbed into Penguin, became Penguin Random House. And you can get it on eBay for $25 to $65, depending on the person selling it and the condition of the books. The condition of these books you see right here are mine. It's a scan of my copies, and as you can see, they're greater than slightly worn. But you know, that's just how I roll. Greater than slightly worn. Okay, but you can find the PDF for free. But unlike what any Japanese corporation will tell you, I don't use other people's content without paying for it. So I'm not going to tell you where to find this at all. Not going to tell you. Okay, let's get to it. Now, money makes your character's life a lot easier. This is your basic chart for resource needs. All right, now, in character generation, every character except a high-tech hero starts with typical resources, and you get a random roll to increase or decrease that by -1 or up to +3 column shifts. Now, let's just say that you rolled average and you got typical. You're a salaried employed person. You're middle class. Doctor Strange, Foggy Nelson. Foggy is a lawyer, and he's not a very successful lawyer. He chose the good guy route instead of the corporate route, so he makes moderate amount of money. That's your average Joe. Okay, as you can see, it's a very, very general type classifications because they want to give the judge a lot of leeway into what falls into which category class. I mean, what's the difference between middle class and upper middle class or lower middle class? They want the judge to be, you know, the arbiter of those slight variations in middle class. All right, or not so slight depending on where you live. Now, like I said, this chart is used for general purposes. This isn't for, you know, buying teleport pads or fantastic cars or anything like that. This is for buying things that the average populace has access to. Cars, phones, you know, houses, apartments, clothing, designer clothing, regular clothing, TJ Maxx type stuff, you know, whatever. The general populace, and this is what you're going off of. All right, now we go to the next one. Now, this is the chart I was talking about, and each CS or column shift is up or down depending on your purchase. Now, each general purpose item you want has to be rolled for. Okay, so let's say you have a typical income. So you look down here in the typical chart to get a success, to buy something that equals a typical income, you will need to roll a 51 out of 100 to get a green success. So your typical thing, you'd want that. But let's just say Aunt May wanted a brand new iPhone. Brand new iPhone. iPhone, at this point, I think it's iPhone 8. This thing, okay. And a new iPhone is judged, that's capital because it's the judge that determines, you know, where the iPhone 8 will stand in this thing. And the judge determines that this is a typical level fee. With contract, no special anything, 2-for-1 deals, nothing like that. This is, you're not buying the phone outright, you're paying it through contract throughout the length of 2 years. So you pay this little bit, well, not a little bit probably for an iPhone 8, but a lot of it every month. Well, poor Aunt May, well, she needs a red feet because she's got feeble income. And that's a +2 column shift. So instead of green, she needs red feet because every column shift increases your level from green to yellow to red, and anything past 2 column shifts up is an impossible feat. You can't roll beyond a red. I call it a purple feat. All right, so you just can't roll it. So she needs to roll a 100 to get that iPhone 8. Well, poor Aunt May probably ain't going to get the iPhone 8. She's not going to get it's not going to happen for her. But even if she did roll 00, 100 on this percentile die, that's not great for her, because now her next resource roll, now the book wavers sometimes between once a week and once a month. When I like to say once a month. A lot of places in the book say once a week. Your resource roll refreshes, but let's just say it's once a month. But for the rest of the month, when she's making a resource roll, she's going to be 1 column shift lower. So instead of rolling on feeble, she'll be rolling on shift 0, which is basically like, you got no money. You're just credited. You're just crediting it. That's it. Just credit. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at the other side of the coin here, shall we? Reed Richards wants a new iPhone 8. Well, Reed Richards has incredible resources. And we've already determined that an iPhone 8 is a typical level feat. And that's incredible, 1, 2, 3. That's -4 column shift. That's an automatic roll. He doesn't need to roll anything. He just gets to have it. He's got that in petty cash per month. He can just pay that contract. Doesn't matter. And there's no side effects. Since he didn't have to roll, he didn't use his resource feat. So he can use it again that week or that month without penalty. The rich, they have toys. That's how it works. It's life. Now, money can also make your character stronger. Now, you remember my character that I made, right? And by the way, the name that won is the Bismarck. And let's give you a refresher on what he looks like right now. This is the Bismarck. These are all of his stats, his health, his powers, his talents. Now his contacts, sadly I rolled 0. And for his resources, I just stuck with the good, because I'm a high-tech hero, and I could go with good instead of typical, and I don't have to roll the ability modification to go up or down. And since I rolled that agility, as you can see right there, that agility, feeble, it's not. I didn't want to take the chance. So anyway, let's get back. So the Bismarck wants to fly. All right. Well, I have to figure out the applicable rank, which means how much this thing is going to cost to upgrade his body armor, his Iron Man-like armor, to fly. Well, let's see. Let's go down this list. We go down a list. Case of vehicles, no. Case of weapons, no. Case of items that enhance abilities, such as enhance abilities. That's not enhance abilities. I want a new ability. Okay. In case of robots, artificial beings, no, that's not me either. In case of all other things, that's us. The applicable ranks are material strength and power ranks involved. The more an item does, the more applicable ranks it involves, and the more it will cost to build. Okay, well, let's go with that. So he's not greedy. Excellent flight will do. He doesn't want to fly super fast. He doesn't need to be, Silver Surfer or anyone like that. He wants to be able to fly. All right, he just wants it. He likes it. So he wants it incorporated into his suit, like Iron Man. Like jet boots or whatever. But the thing is, if you incorporate it into your suit, the applicable ranks are the material strength and power ranks. Well, the material strength of his suit, because it's an Iron Man type suit, it's considered the same as his body armor, which is monstrous. That means the base cost is monstrous. All right? That's bad. I mean, that's a lot of money. Well, there's good and bad on that. The good news is he can get incredible flight at no extra cost, because if you go 2 column shifts below the base cost, anything to do with that power is considered now free. So instead of excellent, he can get incredible flight for monstrous cost. The bad news is his resources is only good. Now he has the +1 CS for his engineering talent, so it's considered excellent because he can build it himself. He can machine the little tiny parts, so he can save on some money. But yeah, excellent, remarkable, incredible, amazing, monstrous. Yeah, that's a purple feat. That's an impossible feat. He cannot afford to build it. He can't. He can't build it integral into his suit. Now, if he had friends, contacts, who were richer, he could reach out to them, roll a popularity feat on them, and maybe they'll lend him the funds, lend him some of the funds, or, you know, all of them, whatever. You know, maybe they will, but he's got no contact, so he doesn't have that ability. Sorry, man. But, so he just decides to strap on a jetpack and bolt on a jetpack to the back of this thing. Now, it's not integral into his armor, so it doesn't have that monstrous moniker just right on top. All right? So, he goes back to his excellent flight, which is the base cost. And he goes down 2 shifts for typical material strength and typical body armor for the jetpack alone. This gives no cost. No extra cost beyond the highest rank, which is excellent. So, excellent effective cost. He has excellent excellent funds, so he needs to roll a green feat to afford this thing, a 41. That's doable. That's completely doable. He can roll that, and he can build it. Now, designing it is a resource feat based on the applicable cost, which is also excellent, and he has excellent reasons. So to design it, he also needs a 41. Then to fund it, he needs another 41. Okay. Hey, no one said making your own powers was easy. This is going to take a while. And of course, it takes days and days and days to make this stuff. You're not going to get it overnight. You have to build it, man. This is over adventures. You're going to get more powerful. You're going to do all that cool stuff. That's how it works. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. Now, next time, this is going to... Wow, that was only 10 minutes. That was really bad. We're going to take a closer look at popularity. Now, popularity, this is the only stat in the game that cannot be increased with any kind of experience, or what they call experience in this game, karma. It has to be role played. Your successes, your failures, speeches to crowds, saving small children from burning buildings, all of this will increase your popularity. Getting a beatdown, aligning yourself with Dr. Doom, going on the internet and trolling people as your superhero name. This will negatively affect your popularity. Your popularity is important in every social aspect of your character. Every time you want something from a contact, every time you try and influence a group of people to help them, hey, the sky is falling, you guys got to get inside. You're going to have to roll your popularity, man. And if they don't see burning things coming from the sky, you don't get any bonuses. You just got to roll your straight popularity. Now, if you're Captain America, you have an unearthly popularity. You're probably going to, they're going to listen to Captain America. They're going to do it. If you're a random mutant, you have a shift 0 popularity. They're going to say, whatever, mutie, shut up. And keep going on their merry way and maybe die from the sky falling. I don't know. Maybe you were lying. Maybe you weren't. Now, the gameplay mechanics. We're going to go into how a fight actually happens. All right. Now, it's heavily influenced by all of the columns you see there, and it takes a little getting used to. I'm not going to blame anyone for getting a little weird on this. All right. Takes a little getting used to, but after a while, you really like the idea of only rolling the percentile dice, and everything else is up to the judge. The judge determines all bonuses and all minuses and just tells you to roll. And he will tell you your column that you're rolling on, and you roll it, and you'll know it immediately when you win, lose, or draw. So that's great. And then character advancement. This is the experience, or in this thing, what they call karma. The reason they call it karma and not experience is because it's not just used to advance your character. It's not just used to build up your stats or buy more powers or do power stunts or tricks with your existing powers. No, it's also used to increase your die rolls. Like you roll to save a small child and you fail. Well, I spend this many karma up until the point where I succeed. You can do that in this game. It's going to be at the expense of your character advancement, but the game wants you to be a hero. The game wants you to save that little kid from the burning building or the falling car or the debris or whatever. It wants you to do that. And then we're going to have some example gameplay. We're going to have probably me and Garthon duke it out. He's going to make his own character. I'm going to make my own character, and we're going to duke it out on screen. How we're going to show that, I don't know. we're gonna figure out a way. But don't worry, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna show you exactly how the game is played. All right. Now that is it for Marvel Superheroes Part 2. Trust me, Part 3 is gonna be longer. I did not have enough time to make enough slides today. I'm very sorry. This has been a very trying week. That's a reason, not an excuse. But tune in next week, where this next week will be my anime week, and I'll have 2 brand new animes to show you. And if you watched last time, they're not going to be 2 stinkers. I promise. Never 2 stinkers in a row again. That was very depressing. I didn't like it. Speaking of things you are not going to like, see what I did there? Double negative. You can see me on YouTube with my Heathen Dogma, obviously, and my anime and RPG segments, obviously, and my team up with Garthon the Deathseeker, where we work on Warframe and we work on Star Trek Online. On Warframe, we're going through the plot from the beginning to game and hopefully to the end of the existing content. And on Star Trek Online, we do Foundry missions. This is player-generated content, solely made by players who love the game and owned by Cryptic, so everyone gets to play it for free. It's a free-to-play game, and you can play all the Foundry missions for free. So I thought that was awesome. And you can see my past streams, Star Trek Online, where I go through the game's original content from level 1 to 60, which is right now max, through all the seasons, all the episodes. I play Monopoly Plus. All of this you can see on YouTube, by the way. All of this you can go to our YouTube channel and you can see me play all this stuff. And last week I finally had complete victory on this war of mine. Everyone who came to my house lived, and everyone had a good ending. They all found their happy ending after the war. It was great. I loved it. It was freaking awesome. And of course, I played Amnesia Dark Descent and Amnesia Machine for Pigs. Thank you, Baldahar, for gifting that to me. I appreciate it. And it was dark. Dark. So sad. Very depressing and scary. Super scary, especially Dark Descent. And Outlast Whistleblower. Again, thank you, Baldahar. This one had a lot of jump scares, and but the storyline for both of these was excellent. And what am I going to stream on this coming Monday at 8 p.m. Central? I don't know, man. I still haven't. I'm on the fence. You know, I'm 59% sure about Soma. And if you want to check it out, then you can go to Steam and look up Soma, S-O-M-A, and check that out. But yeah, I'm leaning that way. But I could go to a couple different directions. But you know what? I promised you some pre-recorded Heathen Dog action.